name's Dani Battat, play keys in the band Eggy. I'm here with Ryan Storm on the Storm Podcast. Here to give you my setup segment, a rig tour, if you will.
Good alliteration.
Right? I had to figure out something to say there because I didn't want the copyright gods to get to us. Just want to go on record saying it's Saturday, August 5th at 5:49. It's a beautiful Buffy cat right there. Here at the cutting room before Phish, about to do an after party. Calling it right now. Phish is going to play the Mango song tonight in honor of our friend Joe Mango. It's the third anniversary of his passing. We wish that he was with us here physically, but we know that he's with us here in spirit. And we love you, Joe. I know many do. So, come on in. Let's begin. So, start here. This is the Yamaha Modx8. Some people like to call it the Mod X, the MODX8. I call it the Modx. Sounds fun. Typically using this for my piano type sounds. Things like that. If it's like Rhodes. And the like. That kind of world. It's really cool. You can do some you can split the keyboard in some ways. So like if I wanted to have like this kind of sound down here, but then I want to have like a bell up here, you could just kind of split it around. It's fun. You can really play around with different things, so it makes it like a pretty like unique setup in that way. You can pitch certain sounds up and down, split the keyboard however you will. I've gotten a lot of mileage out of that, especially lately. Got a new record that's going to be coming out next year, so I'm trying to learn some of these songs for the instrument and how to arrange it. Been able to place different sounds throughout the board. Had this for a little while too. Actually, my friend Joe Mango, aforementioned in our intro, he got me a really great deal on this back when he worked at Guitar Center. So thank you, Joe. And it's been really great. Thing weighs like nothing compared to my last 88 key grand replica, which weighed like 60 pounds, required like two people to move it around, which was fun. It was a lot of fun. Yamaha S90. They don't make them like they used to. I got just a sustain pedal in that guy. Sustain. Boatloads of fun with the sustain. Let's see. Sitting on top of that, got some pedals here. The pedals run into this Minimoog Model D. This is the most recent reissue. This was a little 30th birthday gift to myself. Gotta say, I would be remiss if I didn't mention someone that you've had the pleasure of doing a setup segment with Adam McDougall. I mean, I've been a big fan of his in circles for a while, and every time I see him and he plays this thing, it just like rocks me to my core, and just the pureness of the sounds on it have really sunk in. So Model D, just sounds so good, even just like when you go to one oscillator. Just the pureness of the tone. Got some delay, some reverb. I said that backwards. We got reverb, we got delay. You can get some fun shimmery tones here, and a tuna, because sometimes these things go out of tune. But does a pretty good job of staying in tune, which I'm very happy for. I don't have to disrupt the tonal frequencies of people's ears. Claves to Mike, ready? The Hail Mary. Whoa! Got him.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Been having a lot of fun with this guy. This is the newest addition to the rig, and so I'm in a sea of analog goodness with the Minimoog. That moves us over to the Virus TI. This is a really special instrument in my rig. This was essentially given to the band. Add a little backstory. Our band's name, Eggy, comes from one of our really good friends. His name was Edward Eggy Torrance. Like Jake and I started this band back in high school, like our senior year of high school, so this is like 2011. And Eddie was hanging out at the lunch table. We were like, what should we call this band? And his childhood nickname was Eggy. And so we were ragging on him, we should name it after him. He hated the idea, we loved the idea, the more he hated it. And so, thusly, we're called Eggy. This was his keyboard. I say was, unfortunately Eggy passed away about 5 years ago. The anniversary of his passing happens to be tomorrow, coincidentally. This is kind of like Eggy's days between, in a sense. Although it does happen to coincide with the old Jerry days between. There's some serious energy in this particular week of August. And this was his keyboard, and he used to make a ton of music on it. And after his passing, it was just kind of sitting for a while, and his family really wanted to make sure it got played. Like, and I really feel like I connect with him when I play this instrument. There's some sounds in here that were like in the favorites bin of the category, and I like to just like think that like those are some of his favorite sounds. And I use this for a lot of like pads and polyphonic sounds. The pad from Shadow is here. There's like I got this cool like Morningstar MIDI switcher, because you got to do a lot of like more menu diving in here if you want to get to some sounds. So I've got some quick ones on the fly. Lots of gooey goodness in here. Patch for Time Escaping. Some cool arpeggiator stuff. Good stuff in here. Very good stuff. Make myself laugh more than I make anyone else laugh.
That's all that matters.
Cool. Going on now, we've got the Hammond A100. Picked this up a couple of years ago from my buddy Cyrus Madden from Deep Banana Blackout. He was get rid of an organ, and I needed to get an organ, and our paths crossed. I don't know what year this is, probably sometime in the 70s. But once I got it, it changed my life. It's very heavy. We always talk about ditching it because it's so heavy, but I can never ditch this thing. Love this thing. I got down here the volume, I got rotary, I got them loomed up together. I'm a big fan of looming your cables together. Adamant fan of that. That's running through this Leslie 145 that I believe is probably around the same year. I wish I knew what year. That'd be fun. I was told the year, I forgot the year. I knew at one point. Fun thing about it, my friend Leland, just today, he put this back piece of wood on here For a long time, I went with like a little piece of like particle board, and my organ tech, Joe Durso, connected me with this piece of wood that he just got put in this morning for this gig in particular. So feel good about that. I also feel really good about another thing that's making an appearance for the first time tonight. Actually, the oldest piece that I have in this rig, not in terms of how old it is, but in terms of how long I've had it. This is a Nord Electro 3. These things are typically red, but I finally, after 5 years of saying I was gonna do it, I finally took it apart. I sanded and stained the wooden end blocks here, and I spray painted the top to make it black. And I just love now how it looks with the whole rig. Got these like dark wood and black tones. And then I've got Eddie's keyboard, which is just like white and bright and like just like stands out among the rest. I told you before we hopped on that there was a bit of a twist, and that was that when I was putting this thing back together on Wednesday, it would turn on, but it wouldn't actually play. So after 5 years of saying I'm gonna do it, I finally do it, and the thing doesn't work. And I'm freaking out. There's hardly anything on the Nord user forums about it. One guy said it happened to him, but he didn't say how it got fixed. He didn't do his part. What ended up happening is that I wiped the operating system right off the keyboard, and I was trying to put it back on, and I was kind of in a state of panic. So when it didn't like work within the first few minutes of trying to do the operating system switch, I brought it to my guy Jeff out at Shoreline Electronics. He called me the next day to let me know that I had somehow wiped the operating system off of it. And they put it back on, gave me a factory reset, which is like the easiest thing that could have ever been wrong with it. In this rig, I'm using it mainly for clav. But also got for a long time, this was the only keyboard I had in my rig. And so I'm really happy that it's been able to stick around with me for 10 plus years. It's a great instrument, and I feel like I have a brand new instrument just looking at it, even though it's the oldest one in here. And run that through delay. It's this Chase Bliss tonal recall, little fun guy here. Analog delay. Got the wah pedal down here, got the sustain pedal. Got those loomed together. You know, you gotta get your cables loomed. Don't be caught unloomed. Yeah, I love me some cable management. That's the main gist of the whole rig. I mean, this amp, this is not for me.
Oh.
No, we've got to sit in tonight.
Oh.
Our buddy Kieran Edwards is going to be sitting in on guitar. He's going to be hanging out in the keyboard world as well. And so
That's exciting.
we got him the old deluxe reverb,
Nice.
backlined. We got a lot of gear here.
Yeah.
You could do a whole segment on just the gear that the cutting room has. Of course, we brought all of our own gear because we're crazy and we love it.
The best way to be.
Yeah, all my cords run out of this rack. This rack changed my life. It's really just 2 power conditioners and a DI. I have this mixer here too, just for my own, to run out of this little speaker. So it's my own little mix. It's made setup of this monstrosity a lot quicker, more painless, more fun. So thanks to my bandmates for breaking their backs for the organ and the Leslie, and to my many techs that keep this thing running. Can't do it without you guys. thanks to all the makers of these fine instruments for allowing me to be expressive, and hopefully the next time we do this, I've got some more toys to play with.
Looking forward to it. On that note, is there anything coming to the rig soon that you're excited about, or anything you'd like to expand?
I do have at home like a Fender Rhodes Mark II and a Wurlitzer 200. I would love to see those hit the stage. The Rhodes used to hit the stage like back in my first year of playing gigs, and then it just got too heavy, so we just opted for just the Nord. I would love to see those to hit the stage, but right now I'm unsure of where I'd put anything. 5 feels like a lot sometimes, but they all have their voice and their purpose, especially in playing some of these songs that we've got. So there's some songs that I play all 5 keyboards, so it does feel like they've all got their place. But if someone wants to teach me how to do a whole MIDI setup, maybe we'll do something like that one time where I have one board, but I don't necessarily foresee that happening anytime soon. But I'm not opposed. But yeah, thanks for coming out and checking it out. The setup segment, right? That's what
there
we're
you go.
calling
Yeah,
it, right? The setup segment.
Gotta remember that.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like running through my head like synonyms for rundown.
Yeah, but it's good. That's a good
I
one.
don't even know if that's a real word.
Yeah. Thank you, Don.
Dude, thanks, Ryan.